In the lively city of Venice, a grand auction was underway, showcasing valuable items ready to find new owners. The auction house buzzed with wealthy patrons, their faces concealed behind elegant masks. Among them stood Cyrus, our clever protagonist, plotting another daring heist with his friends. Cyrus led his team, a group of skilled individuals. There was a talented pilot, a master locksmith capable of opening any lock, a savvy hacker, and a resourceful engineer. Alongside them was an elderly mentor, lending his wisdom to their endeavors. Together, they navigated the auction house, unaware of the watchful eyes of the police monitoring their every move. Abby, the seasoned officer, recognized Cyrus from their past friendship. Learning of his criminal activities, she devised a plan to apprehend him. Despite her efforts, Cyrus's cunning allowed him to evade capture once again, slipping away into the shadows of Venice's labyrinthine streets. Abby and her team had meticulously prepared to catch Cyrus in the act this time. As the auction commenced, the spotlight fell on a prized painting, its value soaring with each bid until it fetched a staggering sum of 20 million. Yet, Cyrus and his cohorts, always one step ahead, executed their heist swiftly, purloining the painting before it reached its intended buyer. In a seamless maneuver, they promptly sold it on the black market for the same hefty sum. The anticipation heightened as the auction moved to a unique item, the enigmatic NFT creation. Veiled in anonymity, its creator concealed behind a mask, adding an aura of mystique to the proceedings. The NFT boasted an array of 200 cameras, capturing every angle with pristine clarity, ideal for video editing enthusiasts. Bidding ensued fervently, escalating from 15 to 20, then 20 to 25 million. Orchestrated by the cunning hacker among Cyrus's crew. With a deft press of a button, she triggered a blackout, plunging the venue into darkness in a calculated move. As chaos erupted with the explosion, panic swept through the crowd. While the wealthy guests sought refuge, Cyrus seized the moment to execute his plan. He cleverly outbid others, offering 25 million for the NFT himself. Then, he approached the creator, proposing they finalize the deal at his place. Unbeknownst to Cyrus, Abby, perched above, watched the events unfold. As Cyrus and his team fled, Abby and her squad pursued them, boarding a swift speedboat. Outsmarting the police, they raced into the open sea, leaving their pursuers stranded behind barriers. Finally reaching their destination, a ship anchored offshore, Cyrus and his team celebrated their successful auction with a party. Meanwhile, Abby diligently reviewed auction footage. Spotting Cyrus's elderly accomplice, she swiftly apprehended him, edging closer to capturing Cyrus himself. The stolen NFT's value surged in the black market, climbing from 30 to 40, then 40 to 50 million, eventually peaking at 80 million. However, the thieves needed the original owner to activate it, leading to the kidnapping of the creator. In a conversation with Cyrus, the creator was informed that the NFT, initially valued at 25 million, would now fetch 80 million due to the theft. Cyrus assured the creator that their motive wasn't mere kidnapping but rather a plan to share half the profits from the black market sale, benefiting both parties. Encouraging the creator to relax and enjoy a party, Cyrus's helper, old man, took a different stance. Abby asserted her determination to bring the truth to light and threatened legal consequences. Attempting to extract information, Abby urged the old man to disclose details about Cyrus's team. In response, the creator revealed that the team was currently in London. To catch them, Abby and her team would need to travel to London with the creator's assistance, potentially bringing the pursuit to a new location. Abby and her team made their way to the London Police Department, where they encountered another officer with critical information. This officer revealed that a notorious mafia leader named Lars had manipulated market shares recently, resulting in significant gains. However, the officer uncovered a dark truth behind Lars's profits. A dam's water had flooded the city, causing destruction and loss of life, which indirectly impacted the market. Disturbingly, Lars planned to repeat this scheme with another share, involving a large mafia group. They intended to execute this plan within the next 2 months, with Lars offering the mafia a hefty payment of 10 tons of gold. The officer urged Abby to intervene and disrupt this dangerous deal before it unfolded. Seeking someone capable of understanding criminal minds and catching thieves, the officer enlisted Abby's help. In the intense situation, Abby found herself grappling with a difficult decision. The officer suggested involving Cyrus, a mastermind thief, to stop Lars's nefarious plans. Abby initially resisted, believing Cyrus would never agree to help. However, realizing the urgency of the situation, she reluctantly agreed to approach him. Upon meeting Cyrus, tensions ran high as accusations flew between them. However, Cyrus eventually asked Abby why she sought him out. Abby laid out the officer's dire warnings about Lars's impending scheme and emphasized the need to prevent further devastation to the city. She implored Cyrus to assist in stealing the 10 tons of gold intended as payment for Lars. Initially shocked, Cyrus's colleagues eventually understood the gravity of the situation. Despite acknowledging the daunting task ahead, Cyrus recognized the importance of thwarting Lars's plan to prevent catastrophic consequences for the innocent residents of the city. As the team delved into uncovering Lars and the Mafia's plan, they realized that the 10 tons of gold would initially be stored in Lars' den before being transported by trucks and ultimately airlifted to its destination. Cyrus and his team strategized on how to intercept the gold. The hacker proposed creating a replica of the plane to facilitate the theft. However, the challenge lay in acquiring such a plane. Cyrus recalled encountering a wealthy individual at the auction house who specialized in buying and selling planes. He believed this individual might possess a suitable aircraft that could be modified to match the one used in Lars' operation. Venturing to the plane dealer, they were presented with a magnificent aircraft, resembling the one they sought. However, it came with restrictions. It was adorned with LED lights and emitted a considerable amount of noise, rendering it unfit for flight. Reluctantly, the dealer refused to part with his prized plane. In the pursuit of their mission, Abby confronted the plane dealer, warning him of the illegalities associated with possessing such aircraft. Threatening legal action, she coerced him into agreeing to provide the plane for their operation. With the aircraft secured, the team faced the next challenge: manipulating the radar. To accomplish this, they needed a PSI device capable of emitting signals that would make two planes appear as one on the radar. However, a hurdle emerged when it was revealed that, during certain maneuvers, both planes would momentarily be visible on the radar, raising the risk of detection. Abby proposed involving a friend at the airport, an officer stationed in the headquarters. Despite his reluctance, the officer, seated in a wheelchair, resisted participating in a mission involving theft. He firmly declined, emphasizing his unwillingness to be involved in any illegal activities. With the groundwork laid, Cyrus offered the officer $1 million in exchange for his cooperation, to which the officer agreed, albeit reluctantly. The team rallied together, commencing the transformation of the plane to resemble another aircraft. They meticulously painted and modified the plane to conceal its true identity. Simultaneously, they crafted the PSI machine, essential for manipulating radar signals. However, its size posed a challenge, resembling a formidable bomb. Abby devised a solution, tasking the hacker with dividing the machine into smaller, manageable parts to distribute among the team members. With determination and hard work, the hacker successfully fabricated the components of the PSI machine. As the final day approached, each team member prepared diligently, securing tickets for both business and economy class to blend seamlessly into the plane's diverse seating arrangements. It was discovered that Lars's associates occupied 2 seats in business class and 3 in economy, alongside the hefty cargo of 10 tons of gold. The team readied themselves for the heist, with the hacker ensuring all surveillance cameras were under their control, with every detail meticulously planned and executed. As the team prepared for the heist, the lockmaster discreetly installed his PSI machine in the bathroom. However, one colleague became apprehensive and chose not to join them. Seeing an opportunity, Abby decided to step in and took on his responsibilities. In the business class bathroom, she began installing the second PSI machine. Unfortunately, a shock caused the machine to fall and break into several pieces, leaving Abby distressed. With the risk of the goons entering the bathroom, Abby urgently needed to fix and install the machine without detection. Fortunately, Cyrus arrived just in time to assist. Together, they swiftly connected the broken pieces and successfully installed the machine. Meanwhile, the pilot utilized her intelligence to fly the plane and synchronize the timing for the activation of the PSI machine. The large plane began its descent, and the synchronized radar signals caused confusion at the airport headquarters. Abby's friend, the officer, suggested informing higher-ups about the anomaly, but Abby's colleague downplayed it as a minor malfunction that would resolve itself in a few minutes. With clever wordplay, he managed to divert suspicion and maintain the secrecy of their mission. As the PSI activated, the pilot skillfully aligned their plane with the other, causing their signals to merge and appear as one on the radar. The officer used this moment to reaffirm his earlier assertion, dismissing the anomaly as a mere malfunction that had now been rectified. Meanwhile, the lockmaster descended to the lower area where the golden safe lay. With his high-tech machine, he attempted to crack the safe's lock. However, the goons grew suspicious and attempted to thwart their efforts, prompting Cyrus and his team to intervene. A fierce altercation ensued between the thieves and Lars's goons, escalating into a chaotic brawl within the moving plane. Sensing an unusual sensation, the pilot perceived a potential issue with the aircraft and promptly alerted the headquarters. Abby's colleague, seizing the opportunity, advised her to land the plane nearby due to inclement weather. Following his directive, the pilot initiated the landing procedures. Upon landing at the small airport, the pilot faced immense challenges due to the limited space available. Despite the difficulties, he managed to safely land the plane, albeit with great effort. Cyrus's pilot followed suit, bringing their aircraft down at the same location. However, Lars soon discovered the deviation from the original landing plan and realized that their plane had been hijacked. Enraged, Lars ordered his associates to locate and either eliminate or apprehend those responsible for the interference. Regretful for his failure to crack the safe in time, the lock master apologized to Cyrus, acknowledging his inability to retrieve the gold before the goons and Lars could seize it. With no other viable options, Cyrus and his team, along with the gold and the goons, began their journey to meet with Lars. Meanwhile, the Mafia also converged on Lars, eager to see the deal through and capitalize on the impending flood to boost market shares and profits for both parties. The news of the hijacked plane reached the Mafia, raising concerns. However, Lars reassured them, claiming that his goons had control of the situation and urged them to proceed with the deal, emphasizing the need to finalize it that day. Meanwhile, the ongoing fight on the plane resulted in the destruction of all the parts of the PSI machine. Both planes became visible on the radar, prompting the government to dispatch fighter jets for interception. Fearing an attack, Cyrus and the pilot ingeniously flipped the plane upside down and communicated to the fighter jets that there were people inside, preventing an immediate assault. Instead, the jets began to follow the plane. As the drama unfolded, the plane, with its damaged PSI machine, landed on the grounds of Lars's palace. Strikingly, the plane plowed through the house, breaking the security wall, and continued moving forward. The chaotic scene led to the unexpected release of all the gold, creating a tumultuous spectacle on the grounds of Lars's stronghold. Witnessing the chaos, the Mafia declared the cancellation of the deal and intended to claim all the gold for themselves. In a fit of rage, Lars, feeling betrayed, shot and killed the Mafia woman. At the same time, the police, who had been following the events closely, arrived and surrounded the area, closing in on Lars and his accomplices. Lars, desperate to escape consequences, attempted to shift blame by claiming that the thieves were the real culprits and had killed the Mafia woman. However, Cyrus, quick-witted as ever, presented evidence to the police. Using recordings from the plane's LED glass and NFT creation, he exposed Lars as the mastermind behind the plan to destroy the city. The police, including Abby and the London officer, who had been part of the mission to thwart the deal, arrested Lars and his accomplices. The successful resolution of the mission marked a triumph for the team and prevented the catastrophic plan from coming to fruition. After the police took away the gold, Abby joined Cyrus's team, strengthening their bond. Cyrus remembered Abby's fondness for a painting from her childhood and decided to gift it to her to impress her and bring the team closer together. However, a surprising twist emerged. The lock master had replaced the real gold with fake bricks. Despite failing to crack the safe, he cleverly deceived everyone by making it seem like the gold had been taken. The police seized the fake gold, unaware of the switch, while the real gold disappeared without a trace. Thanks to the lockmaster's cunning plan, the team successfully pulled off a major heist once again. They set out to retrieve their real gold, celebrating their triumph with hugs and shared joy. Their happiness knew no bounds as they reveled in their remarkable achievement. And with this, the movie comes to an end. Thanks for tuning in, guys.